I believe, Undertow Zones. Game number 1. Welcome back to Gridlock 2026. Day number 2. Ready? Go! We are live, and like we kind of predicted double roller coming out from Relation Neo. It makes sense, and honestly, one I'm surprised about, the Sorella Umbrella from Energy. This is a new development I've seen from them. You know what? I'm all here for it.
All right. Right now, it seems like both teams are going back and forth with the zones. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how rollers play out on such a linear map on Undertow. But right now, Ender Chase is kind of brute forcing in mid. We do see a splat go down towards mid. And right now, Roller Nation is looking to take towards zone. We see that splattered color screen coming out and basically blocking the entire map. Inkjet is out, and this is the opportunity for Roller Nation to get all those splats and keep going. Right now, it's going to be a strong hold, so Topic, I'm kind of interested to see how this happens.
Yeah, and I love how they kind of went, Ender Chase went around that left-hand side. The both loaders coming through that front. It's going to work out. Ender with a nice kill there. Before going down, they're doing a great job of keeping Slugma males back, but look at Turret above. Look at Kodals there as well, just putting up so much pressure. And if you're Nation Neo, you have to make sure you get the glass. If you don't, it's going to be a really rough time for you. Even with getting a kill there, you see they're still set up. They're still ready to go. That bubble's out as well, so that's pushing Slugma Male's advantage even farther forward, even through the screen.
And right now, with that bubble out, it gives them a great opportunity to have a strong hold. Ooh, the ceiling blocking out that Booyah Bomb, but Goldie's is having a strong hold. Ender Chase is kind of like tossing and turning with this Brella, showing how much a shield against majority shooters is just really powerful. But two to go down on Roller Nation Neo, and right now, this is an opportunity for Slugma Male to get a slight lead. Oh, just like that, we end up getting it. And we're finally pushing in.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for Slugma Males is getting Catboy in place. You get oh, never mind. You get them in place, you're able to set up, but unfortunately for them, with Catboy going down, their main line of defense is down as well. So now, this really aggressive comp is going to work out for Nation Neo. Yes, they can push forward. Ender Chase again with an amazing inkjet kill and just pushing the pace in as well, kind of going off of that with a really aggressive bubble as well. Very back and forth. Very, like, yin and yang, one would say. But you see Slugma Males, they have a bubble ready. They popped the cooler as well. So if you're Nation Neo, you have to be at least a little bit worried about Godels and Turret coming in together.
And it looks like we just took the lead again just from Roller Nation. We do see our Umbrella go down and Booyah Bomb getting popped. A bunch of specials are going off from Slugma Males. It looks like we're trying to fight for a flip. But right now, both teams are having a great hold. We're seeing Catboy right now just giving as much pain as possible to give the team an opportunity to keep going. Godo's looking for a nice stealth pick on the left side. Ooh, it looks like they're too far. We do see 2 connects. We see 3 connects, and just like that, another splat happens, but immediately gets traded out by the edit. I don't know. I feel like right now it's just constantly back and forth, and having bubble on this map is so oppressive. So it's so interesting to see. And right now the flat roller is just tossing curlings, just slashing through, and we do see a pick go down. Inkjet's out, and something's gonna happen. People are jumping out. It's getting real hectic in mid.
It is getting hectic indeed in mid, with that roller able to take advantage of that. Not quite getting a lot that they wanted, but at least getting a pick will do something. But unfortunately for them, the rest of the team just falls apart. And I think them popping that bubble really early kind of doomed them, because now they have no backline, they have no defense, so that just kind of allows for Slugma Male to keep up this pressure. And every time we see this, Turret is doing a fantastic job of keeping up that pressure. They have Catboy behind them, they have DH with that cooler, with that paint, and they're just going wild. Unfortunately, the curling bomb says, whoa, slow your roll.
And who said curling bomb is a low tier sub? It's top tier to me. Getting hits like that, it really does help. But Slugma Males is still holding. We're down to the 30 ticks, people. Inkjet is coming out on the side of Ender Chase. Booyah out too. Okay. We get a nice pick. 4v3 right now. Slugma Males is still holding on to this lead. I'm hearing cooler going out inside of my ears, and right now, it's still a strong hold. We're trading out the zones. Topic is getting really intense. 2 go down on Roller Nation. I think Slugma Males is still able to hold this. It's only the Flings and Edit, 2 of the main painters. I don't think our Edit is going to be able to hold in time. Our Edit actually gets the pick on the attack. It might be a clutch. And just like that, for the day 2, Slugma Males takes round 1.
Yeah, and I think what really, I don't want to say like encapsulates that game, but what really like kind of put Slugma Males over the edge was at the very end there. I don't know if you noticed it, but Nin got both, I want to say DH and Turret to 1 HP, but neither of them went down. So that kind of allowed them to back up, heal, and go forward. Because if that double kill went through, easy games right there. So very good job from huh? From Slugma males to just back up, bide their time, and wait. Because an unfortunate downside for running double roller is you kind of have to go all out, not all out, but you kind of have to be more aggressive. You're kind of forced to play more aggressive, and I think Heavy, especially from Catboy, is fantastic at shutting down rush down weapons. They have the sprinkler to paint. Well, even though they did nerf the main weapon, still paints pretty much.
It's still fire.
It's still really good painting weapon. They have the wave breaker as well, so they really have to deal with that with Catboy basically. Because if you don't, you're kind of just stuck. And Turret and Godels take full advantage of that.
But I will say one thing about Roller Nation is they still have a bunch of times to get another set in and even win around. I will say for our next map, Urchin Underpass Rainmaker, I would say that's a heavy roller map. With such an open map, with a bunch of sides, different angles, a bunch of slopes and elevations, it's going to be really hard to see how Slugma Males deals with it. Squiffer and Heavy kind of struggle with maps like that because of the fact that a roller is able to just have nooks and crannies to go in, and abusing that one shot, especially 2 one-shots on the same team, is going to be pretty difficult. And just to even take a small glimpse on the other maps, we see Mako TC, and we always know how ledge weapons work on Mako, but we could get to that in a bit. But I'm pretty interested on how Rainmaker is going to function because of the fact that usually we do see Bubbles cheese checks, but I'm pretty sure with rollers, I feel like it's just going to be a lot of playing, and also we had that splatter cutter screen from last match, so we're basically blocking the entire map. But just like that, I'm hearing a ding in my ear, and we are on to round 2 of Gridlock Day 2. So let's get started.
How they adjust. Slugma Males, no changes, kind of what we both expected. For Roller Nation Neo, Ender Chase going over to the recycled umbrella, double bubble. I am a fan of that because you have one defensive bubble, one offensive bubble. You put it on the pedestal and you put one a little bit further to kind of stop the momentum from Slugma Males and be very, very big. But what you do lose is a bomb. Now, you don't have that bomb, so you really have to make sure that you use your curling bombs really effectively and make sure you get some couple dart tails to really push your advantage here. And so far, at least in the first 30 seconds, looks like Roller Nation will take the initial advantage, but that scrum will turn out to be more even than you think. Ninja's taking it, running it a little bit further, but you see Catboy and Goldo's going to be up there on that top right side, just kind of shutting that down. And so far, even though they picked up first, it's going to be very hard to push through here.
Yes, and we're seeing Coastals holding the top right of their base, and with Fizzies in a sloshing machine sloshing at you, it's going to be really hard to push in. But I do say, losing a bomb, we do have Bubble, and speaking of Bubble, we see it get popped on check. This should be an easy opportunity to Ninja get it, and we see Godos in the back, basically killing the Rain. A huge pick for them, and just like that, we're seeing Slugma Males using that opportunity to keep going forward. Ender Chase is holding this bottom right, making sure that we could just spam our recycle shields, keep painting, get location with darts. We're just going tag team with the Squiffer. It's a lot of distractions just happening on the map, but both teams are kind of waiting it out. We do see Booyah Bomb getting popped, and this is an opportunity for Slugma Males to finally get the ball rolling. Booyah Bomb, Bubble are all coming out. We see 2 down on the side of Roller Nation, but we do get a kill. They're doing a really good job at this defense here. Topic, I'm wondering what's going to happen next.
You saw right there, they just said, hey,
check.
Your bubble?
They told me.
That's my bubble right there. Just kind of ignoring it, getting the rest of Roller Nation down, and just keeping up this pressure here. Now, you have Goals in a great spot. Turret, this is going to be a little bit difficult for Squiffer because, again, Double Roller can kind of maneuver around this little playground area really well. That screen to be very helpful for at least stalling the Rainmaker out, but how long can you stall before their defense just breaks right there? You see Godo's nice triple, or nice double plus the triple, and they're just booking it. DH going deep. They got the flank. It's just Ender Chase playing defense. Call him Wembenyama with the nice block there, getting 2 down. But unfortunately, just like Wemby, took it the last second.
But we got it to 22, and 22 is a strong hold. But we might even get more. Can we get it to 19, even 10? We got it to 12. And just like that, Roller Nation is on the defense here. They have their backs turned down. But with popping power, they're able to keep holding this out. And it looks like Roller Nation is finally able to get some holds in. We do get a little, no, we get no points, but we are holding it up here. But the problem is Slugma Males is consistently cycling jumps, and it's making it really hard. That timer is going down. What could have been a fast push, that timer is still going down. It's going to happen to 2 minutes soon, and it could even take longer and longer. I think Godos here is trying to look for some ledging power, but the rain is finally resetting. So now we have an opportunity to push. Roller Nation really needs to get their stuff together in order to get back into mid.
Yeah, but that is a lot easier said than done. You see, Turret is so far up. Look at mid. That is just yellow. You see Catboy is just sitting by the Rainmaker, giving their team jumps, giving themselves time. Godos is pushing up in, looking for the splat. That's a nice one there. Nice double, but gets shut down immediately. But even with that double kill, Roller Nation Neo, they're in such a deep hole, and Turret to dig it even deeper, getting one and forcing them back a little bit further. But you see Roller Nation, for the first time since about that 4:30 mark, they're finally able to get out of their base and possibly get some mid, but getting any further is going to be a real tough challenge here. As you see, even though they got 2 splats right there, they're looking to go even more. And finally, after all this time, they're able to get towards that Rainmaker. They have a bubble, they have the checkpoint, and even more. Hold on, this might be a reversal here. Ender going deep for the splat, not able to get a DH,
almost
staying
winning
alive.
it. Almost winning it, though.
They did almost win that. Very good notice indeed. But a minute left to go in this game. Not a lot of time on the clock. So if you're Roller Nation Neo, you gotta get into overdrive here, because you have a very long way to go against a team that will not give you an inch for free.
But I will say right now, it's up to Roller Nation to get this clutch win. Right now, it's going to be almost less than 30 ticks left. We do see our Roller going down. They need to have their specials ready to get a push. We do get a nice heavy pick. That's an opportunity for our Roller and Recycle to go in. 2 go down. So we're starting to get picks. Turret getting a nice snipe with that Swiffer. Turret finally pushing up. Ender chasing on type. Ooh, ends up going down. Right now, it's in that little corridor, and it's really hard to push through. But once they get past those grates, they might be able to get a snowball push. That Rainmaker ends up going down again. Nin is sharking, trying to find any sources of pick. They have their bubble ready. This is an opportunity for them to get in. Bubble goes out.
No.
I don't think they're going to be able to pop. With heavy, it's impossible. That heavy object damage, machine object damage, Squiffer object damage, and then you have the suction bomb with the zap. It's going to be really hard to get that pop. And like you said before, with the lack of bombs, it's going to be a really tough match.
Yeah, and I kind of want to point at the end there. Nin got, I believe, the 80 damage hitbox on Catboy. And once again, listen, once is a coincidence. Twice, all right, that's starting to become a trend, because that's 2 games in a row now where Nin, they got enough, or they got close enough. They got the opportunity to get a splat. But unfortunately, just an inch too far away. The member that they were targeting was able to just back away. And you saw at the very end there, that really made the difference, because like you said earlier, the object damage that Heavy provides just does so much for Slugma Males to play that defense there. And you saw a little bit before that, Turret, listen, like you said, that grate is very hard to push through, especially when you have Turret, a one trick that knows it. You try to jump through that, you're getting splattered right out of midair.
And honestly, a little off topic, but one thing I really appreciate about both of these teams is there's actually a handheld player, and I just feel like I just feel like that's just such a beautiful thing, and I just really appreciate that. But jumping back into it, like I said before from last time, we're on Mako TC. Now, as I was saying before, I do think Roller Nation Neo has a perfect opportunity to get a win on this map specifically. So many high elevations. I would say specifically when it comes to TC, the left side is the most important, while you also have to take care of the right side because of the fact that you have to pay attention to flanks when you're pushing, and then vice versa when you're holding. So when it comes to 2 rollers, you could have 1 roller checking the ledges, but you could also be worried about a roller going on your flank. And I feel like with a map like this, it's going to be pretty difficult. And I feel like also the one thing is the fact that Slugma Males has a machine. And honestly, I feel like it's pretty easy for the rollers to take advantage of a machine on Mako. So I'm pretty interested. What is your thoughts on this map?
Honestly, I play Bucket, so I'm kind of biased here. But I do think Godos, like you said, the machine is going to take advantage of those ledges really, really well here. And like you mentioned a little bit earlier, the double roller is going to take full advantage of both the alleyways and underneath snipe.
Yeah.
Because as we know, the first checkpoint goes right past it when going towards the second one. So that is like a roller's hunting ground right there. You have to be really, really concerned, to be really, really worried. But I think for Slugma males, they have turret with the bubble. I think that alone kind of not dissuades entirely, but it makes it a lot harder for Roller Nation to kind of do what they want to do, which is sit under ledges and pick off unsuspecting opponents. They really want to kind of keep them on guard. They want to keep them kind of with the yips. They want to make sure that they cannot stand anywhere that they feel safe. And I think that's kind of what they want to do here. I do think they might switch back over to the Sorella Brella because Inkjet really good. He can get a lot of elevation really, really quickly here. And we saw that during that first game, Undertow, Chase used that Brella really well to get a lot of picks, especially
the Inkjet. I feel like talking about that too. I feel like having Inkjet on Mako is actually like a perfect point too. I feel like you said before, abusing elevations, that would be pretty interesting to see. And I would love to see Sorella again. But just like that, I know you heard that ding. We're going into round 3. Will Slugma males be able to close the set, or can Roller Nation Neo stall it out a little longer to reach game 5? Let's see.
Yep, Slugma males, they're tried and true classic. Oh, wait, whoa.
Did you just see
Hold
that?
on, wait,
Did you
wait,
just see that?
wait,
Do you just see that? I'm seeing Blob Bobber, I'm seeing Hydra, and I'm hyped. I'm seeing that Drop Roller, Ninja Squid, QSJ, Blob Blobber. Let's get hyped. Right now, Roller Nation Neo is going into mid. A bunch of AoE is going to be flinged across the map, and Ender Chase on this recycled already taking care of the top left. We see that 90 damage go off onto Zap on EF right now, just pushing on the left side. They cannot deal with Ender Chase. That Brella shield is just indestructible to me.
I'm still a little bit shocked about the switch to Hydra Blob. I mean, if you want that range, it makes sense, but you are losing a lot of that aggressive pressure because now it's just Nin. They're going to get splatted. Ender Chase will be the last one, able to get a nice one there. Turret surviving by the skin in there to be able to do that. But now, I think this is kind of what their idea was, to switch to Hydra. This top side, this first checkpoint, good luck. You need a flank there. If you don't have a flank, guess what? You're not getting that at all. So Roller Nation Neo, they did stabilize really quickly, but can they push? This is a question here because you really don't have a lot of offensive pressure. You have Ender Chase, who has been really aggressive in total here, but you have Nin and the Roller as well, two very aggressive weapons. They're able to use that to try to push their advantage here. Able to get, hold on, they're proving me wrong right now. Ender Chase, unfortunate there, and I think that will stop the push before you had a chance to start. So now Slugma Male is kind of just back on track where they were.
Turret is now riding the tower. It's time to get this left check on the bottom left. Right now, most of the team on Slugma Mills is behind Terrace, so it's going to be pretty hard to break this check. We do see both Wii Bombs going out. It looks like both of them are just displacing at the moment. I don't know what happened, but 2 went down on the Slugma Mills, and it looks like it's Nin's fault over here, making sure to like keep the team in check and get those picks to keep going. Right now, Nin is holding on to their left stack. Ender Chase is pushing in. Ender Chase has been completely and very excellently pushing up with this Brella shield and getting a bunch of picks. That bubble on the left side is great, and just like that, we confirmed the first check of the match, and Booyah Bomb is on tower. This is the opportunity for Roller Nation Neo to finally get their big push in.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that, but I don't really agree with that bump with that Booyah on tower. Probably throwing it further would have been a little bit better to really clear that out, get you a little bit further. But you saw right there, they waited out the Booyah Bomb, and they kept it pushing. So yes, even though they did get to 47, which is a good push, by the way. I'm not denying that it was a good push, but I feel like they could have gotten a little bit further here. And I think now that they have the lead, it's kind of what their comp kind of strives on, playing that defense. Blob, very, very hard to push against, especially with that rain, plus that 32 damage from each little blob. And also, like we saw a little bit earlier in the game, that Hydra does a lot of damage. That turret is going to be a very, very hard thing to push into. Now you see Slugma Males having a lot of difficulties pushing up. That's not what we saw these first 2 games. They pushed up with ease these first 2, but now they're kind of being stalled out a little bit.
And jumping right back into it, it looks like both teams are just kind of scattered. A lot of different fights happening on different sections on the map. Goatless ends up getting a pick on the left side, but Enderchase is here to clean up their teammate. Enderchase has been doing a really good job of cleaning up after Nin. Every single time Nin has went in, they were able to get a trade, and then Enderchase finishing off that last pick. Enderchase is on the side of the map trying to get these picks. Nobody is able to break past this shield and Bubble.
No,
and it's
double
Bubble versus Bubble. Terra is fighting for their life on top of this tower. Enderchase is going right behind, still stalling, and they finally cleaned that up. I feel like Slugma Males does have an opportunity to break this check, and they do. Cooler is going out right now. This is a chance for them to snowball. 2 goes down on the side of Roller Nation Neo. Roller is down. We just have everybody set up. We get the lead. Booyah Bomb is out. It ends up getting free kills.
Okay.
We seen that Hydra pick come into play.
Oh, that if Catboy got that kill, that would have been peak. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that Booyah Bomb did come out. It did stop the bleeding for now. But if you're Roller Nation Neo, you have to kind of do what Slugma Males did to you again. Nin trying to go for a flame, gets splatted almost immediately here, but under a minute to go in the game, you're gonna have Booyah Bomb soon, you have Bubble, you have what it takes, but you gotta be worried about both Turret and Goldos. They're just kind of being a menace, getting a nice 2 splats. They're looking for even more, just keeping them behind. But look, they're still pushing. 2 points remaining. The Booyah Bomb though,
and we get lead!
Too late! Oh, it's gonna be too late. It's just Raven on the tower. They're getting it a little bit further. They didn't break the checkpoint. Big thing for Slugma Males. Now, Roller Nation Neo, you gotta build up that Booyah Bomb. You're halfway to it now. You have to have that Booyah Bomb ready before they hit that second checkpoint if you want to win the game. 1 going down. Now what you want to see, the Cooler coming out as well. They're setting up really well. 2 down. Nin going in. Nin getting spotted. It's just Luna. The last one. The Booyah Bomb's gone. That's not what you want to see. It's just Enderchase. They're looking to go in. They're not going to get it. And Slugma Males are reaching towards that second checkpoint. They're holding the Booyah. Nin jumps in. They're not going to get it. Raven's not going to get it either. And Slugma Males, you see the pop off. They managed to come back. You saw, oh my, that was an intense final 30 seconds of the game.
That was.
Don't 6-7.
No, go ahead and do your 6-7 because you got that win.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
come
encouraging.
on.
No,
I'm
it's not lame. Go do that 6-7. You got that win. One of